mentioned Fresno State, the best offense in the Mountain West, sitting atop the division right now. And I want to stick with the Bulldogs team because they play on Friday. They have a short week this week. They're going to be hosting UNLV. And to be honest, I think they're going to be riding a little bit too big of a high after getting that win. And let's remember, Hayner did take some big shots at the end of that game, and he is injured right now. This line is at 30.5. I'm seeing it as of Wednesday night. More than a 4-touchdown game. Now, I don't know. UNLV is an 0-3 team, but they are 2-1 against the spread so far this year. They are able to get some garbage time points, and let's not forget their last 2 games were against some quality competition. They played Iowa State and they played Arizona State, 2 ranked teams. Now they're playing a 3rd ranked team in a row against Fresno State, who just got into the top 25, a 3-1 team in the top 25. I don't know. I think Fresno State wins this game. I don't know if it's going to be by more than 4 touchdowns, though. Maybe it's by exactly 4 touchdowns and plus 30.5. That's too big for me. I'm going to be hopping on that, getting some Friday night Mountain West action because we're opening up some conference play, baby, right?
Yeah, it should be a fun one, Higgins. I guess if, I was just going to be honest, Higgins, I'd probably be leaning Fresno State in this one. I don't believe in UNLV at all, but I think you raised some good points why you like UNLV. So I think it's fair to, maybe I have to double check that. But I would be definitely leaning the Fresno State side based on how they've played up until both teams have played up until this point.
Yes, Fresno State has also had some quality competition playing Oregon, to your point earlier, playing UCLA and getting that win recently. But I'm I'm really unsure. How is Jake Heiner a week after that game where he was seen limping off, holding his left side? Was it a hip injury? Was it a shot to his oblique? I'm not sure, but he's going to be coming into this game probably still dealing with some soreness from that, or maybe I'm wrong and he just blows the doors off and Fresno State goes and gets a massive win. It could be very interesting, but Saturday's action, Brett, because across the slate we're jumping into some conference play right now. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I've got my eyes on 2 games, but one in the Pac 12, Higgins, staying on the West Coast. Uh, Arizona travels to Oregon. Oregon 28.5 point favorites. This is another game where I don't think the spread is big enough, Higgins. Oregon looks like one of the best 5 teams in the country up until this point. Arizona certainly does not look like that. You could say quite the opposite, maybe the bottom 5 teams in the country. So I think this game, I might even take this again if it moves to 30 by Saturday, Higgins. I might just hop on again and just say it's not big enough.
Yeah, Arizona lost to Northern Arizona last week, and it was not even a very good game. Arizona was favored by 26.5 points in that game, and they got their doors blown off. It was embarrassing. I agree. I don't expect Arizona to be very good. Oregon, however, I believe in Chris Cristobal and the squad this year. They impressed me with their win over Ohio State, and I think they're the Pac-12's top team right now. I mean, USC was supposed to be a contender, but they lost their head coach and they had some early trouble. So I don't know how much I believe in that squad. Oregon seems to be the best card coming out of the Pac-12, and I agree that line probably. I don't know if in the 40s, but closer to 5 touchdown spread, maybe a 35-point spread. I wouldn't be surprised if I see that move closer to the Fresno line of minus 30.5, though, since we're seeing it at minus 28.5 as of Wednesday night.
Yeah, Higgins, and thank God you're going to or Arizona, excuse me, because they might kick you out of Oregon if you call Mario Cristobal Chris again. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
they might throw you out of the state. I had
that
to
was a
rub
slip
it
up
in
on
a
my
little
part.
bit.
That was a
Had
slip
to
up.
rub
That
it
was a
in a
slip up
little
on my
bit. The
part. Good catch.
Oregon guy, I was like, Chris
Good catch.
Cristobal, oh man.
Good catch. Good catch. Thank you for that. But I'll also be in Arizona, Brett, so I'll let you know what that line's going to be like in Arizona.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe it's a line of the other direction. Maybe there's going to be some promos or some odds boosts trying to get some action on Arizona because there's going to be so many bets everywhere else with these sports books on Oregon. So it'll be interesting to see what that's going to be like. Brett, I talked about how there's so many conference games and conference play is starting this weekend, but funny enough, my Saturday play, it's not a conference game. And that's mainly because Notre Dame refuses to join a conference. But Notre Dame's going to be playing against Wisconsin, and it's going to feel rather familiar like a conference game potentially because we have Notre Dame's quarterback who transferred from Wisconsin after losing the starting job last year to Wisconsin's current quarterback. We got Jack Cohn, we got Mertz, and you know what? I believe in Cohn. I called the upset against Wisconsin in week one against Penn State. And then Wisconsin comes and they beat Eastern Michigan, and I'm supposed to expect Wisconsin to be the favorite by 6.5 points against Notre Dame. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. I don't buy it on the spread. I'm buying it on the money line. I'm buying Notre Dame plus 198. That's what I'm seeing it at right now. It's probably going to get to plus 200 though because this line might even get to 7 because for some reason people believe in the Badgers, but they don't believe in the Fighting Irish. They're going to come back, and I think this is where they set their record straight because Cohn has a point to prove against Wisconsin. He lost that job there. That should be his. He's going to come in with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, they were able to beat Florida State in overtime, but it was like you mentioned, Higgins, closer than you would like to see against this team that lost later to Jackson State or
The very next
Jacksonville
week. The
State.
very
Yeah,
next week.
so you get a little concerned, but I think you're right. I think Notre Dame is probably being a little bit disrespected here. I don't know. The 6.5 in a Jack Cohen revenge game probably entices me a little more than the money line where you are, Higgins. But I know you, and you
I'm
saw
a
that
full
little
bet man.
plus sign. You saw that little plus sign next to the Notre Dame name, and you had to pull the trigger. I would also caution people and just say Notre Dame and Alabama, maybe Texas are the three teams I say get like the America tax. You know, people
Hmm.
want to bet these teams, Higgins. So maybe this isn't a true line. Maybe this 6.5. Maybe it should be a true 7. Maybe it should even be a 7.5. That concerns me a little bit. Always with Notre Dame, I always feel like I'm giving some points back because everyone wants to be on the Irish.
Well, I think that America's team tax that you're talking about explains why it's still at 6.5 because more than 70% of the money is on Wisconsin minus 6.5 right now. So you would have thought that line would potentially start moving, but it's just all the public money is on Wisconsin right now. I don't know. Last week I talked about trap games with Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina did not cover. I was still wrong trying to take the over in that game. They were close but did not quite get it. But I was right about Coastal Carolina being a trap game. I was right about Cincinnati being a trap game last week. I think this is a trap game this week. And I'm so bullish on it being a trap game. I think it's a money line trap game. So I'm taking Notre Dame. That's it's it, they're the America's team, and for some reason nobody's on them. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
All right, fair enough, Higgins. Well, I'm going to the Big 12 for my last bet of the day. Texas Tech travels to Austin and they face Texas. There will be no defense played here, Higgins. I might take this over every time it goes up, all the way until 70. And then I might be like, you know what? I'll take my afternoon nap because this will hit 70 by the third quarter. I when have Texas Tech and Texas ever played defense 61 and a half at minus 105 juice? I feel like I am stealing from the FanDuel Sportsbook. Now, obviously, because I feel so good, Higgins, there's no shot in hell this one cashes. I was 3-0 last week in college football. Double shot, no shot in hell this cashes. But I mean, I saw this number, Higgins, and I was thinking to myself, "Oh, let me look up the history in this rivalry game. You got 35, 31, 43, like 30. I mean, these things are shootouts."
Yeah, I mean, the Big 12, it's always been a shootout, but you're right. Watch it all of a sudden be a 13-7 game or something stupid like that where the 61 and a half, I agree, 9 touchdowns does not sound unfeasible for this type of a game. 63 points, not outside the realm of possibilities at all. But as far as who wins that game, I have no clue.
Yeah, no,
Minus
I have
seven and a
no.
half. I'm not touching minus 7.5. That doesn't feel like a more than touchdown game either way to me that I can confidently pick.
No, I have no interest in betting either side in this one, but I will take all their points.
Yes, absolutely.